Hi YouTube, this is Sasha and Alicia with Chat Tea.
We are two best friends living in two different states, and we like to chat all things 90 Day Fiancé, Bravo reality shows, married life for her, single life for me.
Yeah, so we are going to talk about Southern Charm today. We are on season 7, episode 2. All right. So if you guys are following with us, we have episode 1 up for you that we chatted about for just a bit. And so now we're going on to 2, and let's get into it. Oh, before we get into that, if you haven't already, please hit the like button down below. It helps us out more than you know for the almighty YouTube algorithm. And go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And make sure you hit the bell for notifications so you make sure not to miss a single review video that we do for you guys. All right, let's get on with it.
Yay.
Okay, so we get into this one, season 2 or episode 2, and where did we start? I just kind of I watched them both. I was behind, so I watched them both back to back. So for me, they kind of bled into each other, and I hate when I do this. You know what I mean? Like I kind of bled from one into the other. And I'm having a hard time remembering what happened in one versus two.
Yeah.
But it's two's the party, right?
2 is the majority of the party.
Okay.
So we left
Shep
off
wanted to have a party.
Shep wanted to have a Dumb and Dumber party, which I didn't understand the theme, but okay.
Well, I mean, it is Shep.
He is dumb and dumber.
Yeah, I think he wanted an excuse to wear that shirt.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
It was like, how could I pull this off without people making too much fun of me?
Yeah, so we ended the last episode where Madison's pissed as always and thinks that this is a big setup because some guy that she had a one-night stand with in Charleston, which is a town the size of like nothing at this point, right? Because society runs the society. And now she's mad, and Austen can't figure out what's going on. He's just trying to be happy-go-lucky, but then she's like, we need to, well then, what happens is so the girl, Liz, comes up and is basically like, you need to choose your partners better, and totally slamming Madison for whatever reason.
Well, because Madison starts a lot of drama. I mean, if everyone would have just ignored it all, I don't know. Everyone's making a really big deal. We all have past partners. I'm not a huge fan of Madison. I think a lot of her drama stems from having a lot of past partners in her social circle. But hey, we all have a past. It is what it is. You're going to run into them if you guys all are friends with the same people. That's just what's going to happen. So why everyone's making a big deal out of it, I don't know. Like you said in the last episode, Shep has definitely run through quite a bit. So if his new girlfriend told him he wasn't allowed to bring anybody else around that he had ever fallen into bed with, I mean, his parties would be pretty empty of women. So.
And probably some men, who knows.
Yeah.
I
mean,
it was just completely pointless. And she, I know she confronted Shep in like the most dramatic way and was just like, I know this is a setup, and he's like,
not a setup.
He genuinely had no clue, and I think he totally would have admitted it. I mean, he admitted it last season. He's like, hell yeah, I purposely invited these chicks that were in the video to talk with you.
Oh yeah, because he wanted everyone to know he did that on purpose. He thought it was hilarious. He is proud of himself when he sets these little events up to happen to bring. He's proud of himself. Yeah, I think so too.
Deer in headlights, and it wasn't like it was a one-night stand. It wasn't anything more than that, and she's all of a sudden, on one hand, I don't really like her, but I do see where she might have thought that.
And then there's the timeline. We don't know where.
I want to know what happened behind. Yeah, exactly. What's the timeline?
Yeah.
And what really happened that would make her think he did this on purpose? Because he's like, no, these are friends of ours.
But even so, like, why is she so worried? If as long as she has nothing to hide and she wasn't with Austen at the time, she wasn't with anybody. The guy wasn't had a girlfriend. You know what I mean? Like, as long as all parties are single and no one's hiding anything from anyone, then it'd just be like, oh yeah, like sorry, that is a person I've slept with, but I'm pretty sure we've, like, it shouldn't be that big of a deal. So I don't know. Something's fishy though. Madison tries to hide a lot of crap. She's not exactly transparent, and that gets her into a lot of trouble because everyone talks. So if she'd just be a little more transparent with Austen, I feel like they could be like a united couple. And when something like this comes up, Austen could just be like, yeah, I already know. She already told me. It's like, it's not a big deal. Hey, what's up, man? And like, move on.
Right.
But instead, he's like, what? Huh? I don't know. I don't know what's going on because she doesn't tell me anything. And it just causes so much like strife in their relationship.
Yep.
So
the question of the season is, will we find out the truth of Peter and Madison?
Exactly. Yeah.
Do we care, you two?
Will we care? And then we've got Catherine, who is always, she tries too hard for me. She's like that little sister that like just wants to be so much a part of the big sibling group, and she tries so hard, and they're always just like it's always too much. Her outfits are too much. Things are too tight. And she always has this like look on her face. Like she's just, I can't even, I wish I could do her looks, but I can't. But you guys know what I'm saying if you watched it. Because she just, I don't know. Do we have Catherine lovers out here? Please tell me. Tell me why you love her. What you love about her and why you love her. Because I would love to know. Because I don't necessarily hate her. And I don't have like concrete things to say or reasons why I don't like her. She just kind of annoys me. She just does a lot. And she,
and she just definitely... brings a lot of drama this season. If you look at the previews that are coming up,
well, she always brings. She's always yelling and screaming.
Touchy subjects start to come up,
and then she always wants to get back together with, or is always hoping that her and Thomas are like gonna magically get back together and get married and ride off into the sunset. And I feel bad for her on that front because I don't think Thomas is ever gonna be the man that she wants and give her what she wants. But
I don't think so either.
But Lord help her. She's got 2 kids with him. Hopefully she's not pregnant with a third. Who knows what they've been getting up to living together?
Oh yeah, she'll be pregnant again.
Could you imagine? Oh my gosh. And then that's got to be, I mean, that was crazy. Did that shock you that they were living together?
Not really. I mean, I was a little shocked that Thomas was back in the picture. I mean, he's always made sure his kids are taken care of.
Yeah.
So kind of hearing the backstory, honestly, I wasn't shocked by it.
Yeah.
And also because these guys go back and forth.
They do go back and forth a lot.
And if they're going to bring Thomas back in, I mean, why not make them live with her?
Now, I can't say I was totally surprised to see that they're living together, but I was surprised with everything that has happened in the past few years with Thomas and like all the different allegations that Bravo would have him on air. I was surprised with that.
I texted you while I was watching it. I was like, whoa, Thomas is back. Like, I was definitely shocked by that because I thought that the legalities are why he wasn't there last season. And
I figured with everything going on just in the world and the climate and just everything, especially like
anything can happen. Anything can happen in 2020. Kanye's probably going to end up president somehow.
It's just crazy. I mean, I don't know, because they're from other reality shows, they're cutting people left and right for like something they've said on social media 10 years ago. You know what I mean? So it's just.
But Thomas didn't really do anything to deface Bravo.
No.
He was just doing his own legal shit, which Luann.
But his legal shit has been kind of crazy. I mean, the sexual misconduct allegations and the crazy drug stuff and then like the whole politic part. Like he's had a lot going on.
Yeah, a lot of Bravo Lebs do that though. Look at Leanne's DUI and on Potomac. I don't think you watched Potomac.
I haven't watched Potomac.
One of the husbands on there was actually accused of sexually assaulting a crew member.
Oh, geez.
And it's still there.
Wait. Was that the one?
Darby, Ashley, and Michael.
No, I don't know the names, but was it the one that he was talking about assaulting a male crew,
Yeah,
or
he
was that a different
talking
show?
about. No, that was the one.
That was it, right? Okay.
No, that wasn't what it was. It was you just combined two stories into one.
Oh, okay.
He was talking on the show about sucking one of the other wives' husband's thingy, and then he grabbed a cameraman's ass or something when he was walking by him.
Okay.
Stories and combined them.
Because I heard the stories about the grabbing of the cameraman's ass.
Yes, that was on Potomac. Yep.
Okay. I've heard the stories, like when I'm watching some of the other things or Watch What Happens, or, some of the other stories. Yeah. So I did hear about that, but I haven't watched
I think because this wasn't anything, which I will agree with you, though. I will go back a little bit and agree with you. I don't know why he's still on the show. I don't know why they bring Thomas back, because that's kind of a big thing.
Thomas probably begged to be back on because he loves the limelight.
Oh, God.
Like, he wants to,
I almost feel like I love Southern Charm. I will love it. I will always watch it. I don't really care what they do. This is one of the shows that they can do whatever they want producer-wise. I feel like they also wanted to bring back as much hopeful drama as they could.
Of course.
I think what wanted to happen, especially because, obviously they didn't know COVID was going to happen.
Yeah.
However, I'm pretty sure whenever they started filming, they knew something was brewing. Because anything filmed in February past, which I think is when they started.
Oh, when things started kind of
you
going.
Knew things were going down overseas. Now, I don't think they, obviously nobody knew, but who knows? I think they were just grabbing at straws because we had like 3 or 4 gals leave that were really fun and really just fun to watch. Cameron was just someone fun to watch.
Yeah.
Kelsey was someone that was really just, they weren't super dramatic. They were just funny and cool girls. Like, you wanted to be best friends with them. Naomi was another one. They all left. And so I think we needed to bring in as much as they
We needed something.
It could also just be the fact that Catherine needed somewhere to live, and it seems like she'd been living with him prior to the show starting. So I think maybe that was part of it too. Is like
it's been a while. It seems like because she said she's renovating, and they showed a little bit of the other house, but it is not that townhome that was really expensive that she was renting from last season. Nope. Remember that one?
It was so cute.
Yeah,
I loved that one.
That was beautiful. But it didn't really seem like a super kid-friendly home.
No, because I think this was given to her when one of her grandparents, I think it was her grandparents' townhome, was given to her when they passed.
Okay, yeah, because I think she said her grandfather. So.
Yeah. And it was, but due respect to her, the last time she was in this house before renovations was right before her mom died, and she start to see that a little bit in this episode. And
that's
I can't. Catherine is the way she is.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I'm wondering, if we'll hear a little bit more. Maybe if I get to see a little bit of a softer side of Catherine, I'll give her more of a break.
No, because I've seen this a couple times now, and I've seen the previews for it.
Okay. Well, no. I did think it was funny, though, how Cam's friend at the party took Catherine aside and, basically sat her down like a little girl and gave her a talking to and was like, no. We're going to end this. You are not doing this anymore. And Catherine just sat there like, oh, no, I'm in trouble.
Again, this girl, Leva, I have to keep looking up her name. Every time we've seen her now, it's been very harsh, I feel like.
Yeah. But that,
her the news, I get it. But
Catherine deserved that talking down too, though.
Catherine absolutely deserved that.
And the girl didn't yell at her or lose her cool like I would have. I would have lost it on her. She was very just like, I'm going to take you totally to the side. We're not doing this at the party. We're doing it separate. I'm going to talk to you about it. We're going to squash it, and then we're going to move on. And that was it.
It's scarier the way she did it.
Yeah, I liked it. Good for her.
Yep. I do think the editing was bad on that one, but
the editing wasn't.
I feel like it was so harsh. It's like she just stormed in, went straight to Catherine, which I get it. That's what needed to happen. But it's just very I can't wait to look at her. And it's, we did a little bit, actually.
The editing on the party in general was sometimes hard to follow.
Trying.
It just, it just bounced.
Patricia's like, I'm not hosting any more parties. So.
Yeah.
Although
Well,
hers is
the
usually
fact that
the finale.
he had no food too. That was great.
I know. Oh my gosh. I know.
Chef.
Although Patricia usually has the season finale party.
Yeah.
It's usually the last episode of the season is Patricia's big party.
I would love to go to one of her parties, and I want one of I want a Michael in my life. Oh my gosh, her butler is the best.
You do have a Michael in your life.
No, I want her Michael.
You
I want someone who makes me drinks, who answers the door, who takes care of the dog. I mean, I would love to have a dog if someone else did all the grunt work. And I could just like, oh, bring me my fluffy little dog. And I pet it, and then it gets a little rowdy. And I'm like, oh, here you go. Like, you take care of that.
I mean,
you honestly think
go
she's...
to daddy, go to daddy. I
yeah,
mean...
yeah, you think she's taking that dog out for walks and cleaning up its poop? Hell no. Mm-mm.
Sasha.
What?
I know you love LOA. You asked for a Michael.
But that's
might not be the package you wanted. Maybe you should have been a little more specific.
Okay, I would like another Michael in a butler form. I just want to have enough money to pay for somebody to be at my beck and call at all times. Is that so much to ask for? I mean, come on, guys. Shouldn't we all have that? No. Yeah. What else? What else happened this episode?
So we did see a little bit of Leva, the new girl.
Yeah.
Her and her husband are big restaurant tours.
Oh, that's right. That made me think of what am I thinking of? Vanderpump.
Yes.
Like how it's like all of them just like right in a row
and
saying
very, very exclusive. It looks like very high end.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be interesting to see what happens with them when COVID hits.
Maybe they'll get a spin-off like Vanderpump Rules. And it'll be like all the employees from their fancy restaurants.
Oh my gosh, how funny would that be? Never know. I mean,
never know.
But
you never know.
It was very insightful. So if you guys have seen the previews, I don't know how much of the previews you've seen, Sasha, for like what's coming up in this season, but it's going to get very, what I'm looking for, it's going to get very 2020 relevant.
Yeah.
So Leva starts with talking about her and her husband and how much they fought for their relationship. So he's black.
Mm-hmm.
And she looks like Persian or something like that because she reminds me of the Shahs people. Oh, I miss Shahs. That was a good one too. We'll do that one later. But she did talk about the fight that they had, and I feel like her and Catherine are definitely going to be the two that battle this season.
Yeah.
Because I think Shep is kind of also over the Austen thing. And we saw a little bit of that in this episode too, in the fact that he's like, I don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah.
Like, he really is. This new girl's really... And I think it does get exhausting. I don't care who you are, how much money you're getting made. I think Shep, after being such an asshole last season, I think he's just exhausted. This guy looks so damn old. I got an eye cream for him. But yeah, so we learn a little bit about Leva and her husband in their restaurants, and now I want to go eat there.
I know.
That we need to take a trip to Charleston one year.
I know.
That would be so fun, and we'll go eat there.
1 year, and we will just eat our way through the city and gain like 20 pounds. It'll be like the cruise. We walk on, they roll us off.
Exactly. I'm okay with that. But yeah, so we see that, and then so this episode was Charleston's Wine and Beer Festival.
Oh yes, that's right. I can't believe I forgot about that.
WHINE, because everyone loves wine. And that's pretty much where we end, or that's like the second part of the episode is Austen's got a tent there. So Sasha mentioned in the last episode that we did about, he's really starting to come up in his beer. They're in a bunch of restaurants, a lot of high-end ones too, it sounds like, high-end sports bars and all that. I wonder if he'll be in Leva's new high.
I know, I wonder that too.
But you guys all probably know, depending on where you live, a lot of cities have beer festivals and wine festivals and food and all that. And Austen's got his own tent. So I'm actually pretty proud of him. I think that's awesome because he has been struggling, and he even admits, it's interesting that he says this. So he does talk about how when him and Madison aren't doing well, he's not motivated, he's not doing anything, and now they're back together. He's doing the thing. They've got merch. I really liked the hat. The trucker hat was really cool.
And she's good at business, so she was definitely like instrumental in being there and like talking to the people and be like, you want to try it? Here's it's 6.1% and it's this and it's that and you'll really love it. Try it. You want a hat? Our hats are this much. Like she was pushing everything, and Austen is just kind of like, yeah. Like you could tell it took him a little bit of time to like get comfortable.
But once they got in their groove, like it reminded me of doing things like that I used to do with work.
Exactly.
And then they do have a minor conversation about Chef if he's going to come, because at first Austen hadn't told Chef about it. Then he eventually called him and told him, hey, by the way, I've got a booth, blah, blah, blah.
Bring me the baby monitor.
Hi, Bobby!
Yeah, only went to bed like 10 minutes ago.
Okay.
She slept the whole time.
Okay. Thank you. Are you going to the bar?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi. Hi, hubby. That's my Michael. He does not make. Okay. Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties. We're back.
You're back.
Okay, so we were talking about Brewfest. So
yep, at the Brew Festival.
Yes.
So they're there. We were talking about. I was mentioning the merch. I love the hat.
The hats were great.
So they're
Austen
doing
was getting into it, and then
friends are starting to show up.
Friends are showing up. Pringle shows up.
Well,
You can tell there's a little bit of like flirtatiousness going on between him and Madison.
100%.
You could see Austen kind of picking up on it and not loving it so much, which was kind of funny and kind of sad.
And it's interesting because a few scenes before this, okay, so I am jumping a little bit, but Catherine admits to Danny at the nail salon that her and Pringle kissed.
Yes.
After Chef's party. So now Pringle's here, Catherine's here, Catherine's telling Austen what happened, and it is holy hell awkward between those two. But he's so playful with Madison, like you were saying. Producers even ask him who's your type, and he's like, "Oh, Madison all the way."
Yeah,
he
not
girls that look
Catherine.
high maintenance. He said he likes girls that look high maintenance.
But then Catherine was acting like just, I don't know. She was acting so weird about it. The whole thing. Just like, oh, I'm just gonna like act like I don't even notice him, like nothing happened, and just stand over here. And then when he says hi, just
look and chuckle. Like I freaking went on a trip with a guy I slept with his whole family. Like
she's just
that weird.
She's very weird. That was just uncomfortable. Oh, and you brought up her in the nail salon. What'd you think of her outfit with her daughter's socks on in high heels?
I don't remember it.
Oh, okay.
But let's just say socks and high heels should never go together.
Yeah, well, they were her daughter's like white socks with like the lace on the like.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, so she went old school with that, like what we used to wear when we were kids.
Yeah, like her daughter's sock. And she said to Danny, like, these are my daughter's socks. Because Danny was like, oh, wow, like, I feel underdressed going to the nail salon. Because she was, like, completely all dressed up. It looked like she spent some time.
Oh, that's funny. I vaguely remember that.
Yeah, well, go back and take a look. It's a great outfit. Anyways, so that's about it for the Brewfest. I'm glad Austen, though, was on that Brewfest. It was cute seeing how excited he was about making it in there.
Yes. No, it wasn't quite all of Brewfest, because remember, so Madison
oh, that's right. Chef gets there.
Madison and Austen had talked before Chef got there if Chef was coming, and Austen told Madison, let me deal with it if he shows up. Don't say anything to him. Don't talk to him. Don't bring it up. And what's the first thing that happens when they get there? Starts her shit with him. And I actually really feel for Austen because he specifically told her, and now she's the one instigating.
Well, she can't help herself. I mean, she rules that relationship. He doesn't have any say in it whatsoever.
Well, yeah, but I still feel bad for the guy. And then, like, Chef, that's when Chef's just like, I don't care, just don't hurt my friend. That's all I'm telling you. If there's an ounce of you that doesn't fully care about him, then get out. And poor Austen, they're trying to do his job.
Well, I love that I'm glad that they did it. They had the conversation, they squashed it, but they couldn't like step to the back of the booth. they had to be right there in front of the people trying to get beer, and Austin's like trying to awkwardly like help
But then
out. Like,
but then when they move to kind of the back of the booth, you know, they're sitting there fighting, and Austin's like,
Yeah.
it's
and when
nice
he
to-
just couldn't focus. Yeah. He
But it
couldn't
made me feel
focus. Poor
bad.
guy.
It made me feel bad because
Yeah.
earlier he had said when him and Madison were struggling, and he's
Like, not the
distracted
time and the
with her shit,
place. Because,
he's not
yeah.
working very well, and now here she is doing it.
Because it was, I mean, it was his thing. He really wanted to, like,
No.
yeah.
But
Poor
let's
guy.
face it, it's
But-
reality TV, it's Bravo. Does any event ever run smoothly?
No, it's not supposed to. They don't make it that way. However, I mean, Shep apologized. I mean, you know,
He did.
like he's this season, he's apologizing. He's doing good. He's apologizing for when he screws up. He is, you know, fixing anything he screws up on, and he is not running and hiding and just being like, yeah, screw it. I don't care what they feel. I don't care how much they hate me. So good for him. I think the girlfriend has had a great, and he even says it, that it's definitely her.
100% she has.
Yeah. Yeah.
100%. That's
She's-
why I say I go back to him being such an ass last season, and
Yeah.
I think it's just, I think these are things that he wanted. I mean, I get
Mm-hmm.
bitchy. I get bitchy around my friends when I'm just over being single and I'm seeing them be all cute. But you start to act out. I've done it.
And he needed like the right type of girl. And she just seems like, I don't know, she's just seems good for him. I hope we get to see more of her and get to know her more. I feel like so far we've just seen little glimpses, and it's been more about like seeing Shep's new leaf and seeing how good the girlfriend has been for him and people talking about it. But I don't feel like I've gotten to know her at all in any way yet.
I think we will, because I think that she ends up, I don't know if she ends up staying with him or what, but like.
Oh, for quarantine?
Coming up. Quarantine's coming up.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
there's a scene where, if you look at the previews ahead, I might be jumping a little bit, but there is a scene where Shep is sitting at a screen door, and I can't remember who's on the other side. I want to say it's Danny.
Okay.
And she goes, she has it, so I'm guessing maybe his girlfriend gets coronavirus and is there.
Oh, you're right. I saw that clip.
Because
Okay.
Shep is behind like a screen door
So,
or something. So
we're gonna
I think with quarantine, I think we're gonna get to know all of them more than we wanted to. I mean, like you said, Austen and Craig said, if we get to see that from the camera, I bet we'll get to see that from the camera side.
A little bit of that. I'm sure we'll get to see some glimpses. That'll be fun. They're funny. I like them together. And then they had in this episode when Craig and Whitney and Austen went out to dinner together to catch up. Because we don't see a ton of Whitney, but I think, isn't he like a producer too on the show? I mean, he was kind of one of the ones who like started it. So we don't see a ton of it. Of him, but it was fun to kind of see him, and he was razzing them a little bit, you know, about being roommates now and getting to, you know, and spending so much time together, and it was cute. And then Craig was like, "Yep, it's," and he was teasing Craig about the pillows. However, you know, the pillows have been a success. So
they actually haven't. Craig was talking about that. They sold thousands of freaking. I'm gonna look, y'all. I'm gonna look just for you if they have anything, and I'm gonna buy a pillow.
Yeah, he said he's like got contracts with HSN, and I forget some of the other places he mentioned, maybe Bed Bath & Beyond. But he's definitely getting some big contracts, and he's doing good. I mean, who would have thought, right? Like they were all giving him such a hard time about studying for the bar, and then this little hobby turned into all of a sudden this crazy pillow business, and now he's like going a totally different direction. So good for him. But I mean, as his friends, like I would definitely have a fun time teasing him about it, you know.
Oh, yeah.
So I liked that.
Yeah, I think Whitney's just gonna be a supporting role this season. I feel like she's taking a step back, kind of like Vicky and OC last time.
Yeah, I don't think Whitney wants to be fully in the limelight. I think he kind of likes behind the scenes a little bit more.
I think there's something with his mom of why he's still doing it, though.
Okay.
Because I think Patricia doesn't mind it.
Yeah, no, I don't think she minds it. I think she enjoys it. It's keeping her young, you know. It's keeping her in the mix. She's having fun with it.
It is.
Yeah. I think that's it. I feel like that's it for this.
I think that
Shep and Madison have it out. Catherine's awkward at the beer. Yeah, I mean, I think that's it. That's kind of just a few things I jotted down. I thought it was a good episode. I liked it.
It was
enjoyable.
I really I mean, this show, very rarely watched an episode of Southern Charm where I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't get through the rest of
Yeah,
the season.
no,
Or
it's
anything
usually
like that.
it usually moves pretty well.
It does,
Oh.
and there's usually enough going on, but even if so, like Southern Charm's one of those where there's just, I mean, we'll see how it transpires because Cam and them aren't on it, but there's just, the characters are just fun to watch, even if
They
they're
are.
not doing anything crazy. I feel
Just
like
being
I could watch
themselves.
them- yeah, I feel like I could watch them all day, just the
Yeah.
way their personalities are, and not very many reality shows I can personally say that about. Like, there's some,
No, I agree with you on that one.
you know, where you're fast forwarding through certain people. I'm like, I can watch everybody on here. I mean, Danny's a little boring, but
Yeah.
Danny, I still don't understand how she became a staple in the show, but you know, it is what it is.
I don't either. But I'm either way about her. I like her. I don't dislike her. There's not a ton going on, but I do like she's got some good little zingers. She pops in sometimes, and she is kind of sometimes like the voice of reason on certain things with certain
Right.
people. So I
It is
definitely
true.
I like her role in
Yeah.
the show. I like her for that for sure.
I
Yeah.
hope we do see small glimmers of Chelsea or Cam or
I
even
know.
Naomi later on. 'cause
I
love
know. I
those
hope we
three.
do too. I don't know if we
Like,
will, but we'll see,
don't
I
think we
guess.
will.
I mean, probably won't because of Corona, but maybe next season. Maybe we'll have it then. Yeah. All right. Well, guys, that's it. That's it for
Yeah.
episode 2. Southern Charm. Like button. Subscribe. Hit the bell. All that
Do
cool
all
stuff.
the things. Yes.
All the things. All the things. Make sure you come back. And we will catch you next week for episode 3. So, all right, guys. Bye, YouTube.
Bye.